We got a real special guest in the house today, man. Bronx legend, former Terror Squad member, OG, triple OG. If your dad was in the Bronx back in the day, he was probably scared of this man, or he got his ass whooped by this man. I'm talking about the one, the only Cuban Link. What's up, Cuban, man?
What's up, big dog?
News. How you living, bro?
I'm living like a turkey on Thanksgiving, baby. Not like Robin Givens. You don't already know, man. I'm just chilling, man. Thank you for having me here, man. And merry happy holidays and all of that.
Yeah, man. Happy holidays, man.
Did you hear the new letter that I wrote for Punt?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that too, man. Yo,
yeah. But that's why I I'm able to make songs like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta keep my homie informed, even though I know he's watching us.
Yeah.
I still, when I write to him, it's a certain type of mind frame I go into. You know what I'm saying? And it's different type of bag that only me and him share. So when I write a song about him, it's really me talking to him. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know deeper than that, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual side of it, that, he's part of us, you know what I'm saying? Those that love him, we carry with him, and we represent him. Like I represent him in that sense of being a friend, of being a brother, really. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I shared so much moments with and helped me in life, and was such a positive, role model in my life. So I owe him that, out of my integrity, out of my loyalty to him. And if things are not the way I see my brother, because I know him. So what I'm saying is because I know my brother, he wouldn't be okay with this shit.
Yeah.
You understand? And, time heals a lot of things, but time also, put things in perspective where, like you could see in the letter, you know what I'm saying? Like you could see as far as like where I'm at with it, how much I grew up. Because it grown up from the first letter. First letter had a lot of emotions.
So you dropped 3 sides to a story a few weeks back, right? And that was the second letter to Pun.
That was the second letter to Pun.
What was that process like? Like what made you decide to do it now? Because it's been a good amount of years since the last one, 17 years, right? Since you did the first one.
Yeah. Yes. 2005. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that I took a break from things. I always dropped, different projects here and there, even though they wasn't out there like it used to be. If you go to YouTube, you can see all the mixtapes I did. All my mixtapes are like albums. You know what I'm saying? It's Man on Fire, Chain Gang Bully, Broken Chains, all of those like fucking albums that I did. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always whenever I'm working on a project, as far as like an album in my mind, when I get ready for that mode, I'm always gonna write upon a letter. That's something I said from back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna talk to my brother, let him know whether it's good things that are happening, bad things, the good and the bad, whatever. I'm just putting them on, you know what I'm saying? Like he was still here, letting them know, he was locked up. Let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Like One Love, like Nas did the letter when he did One Love. So,
right.
In that sense, I'm just talking to my brother, putting him on to how I'm taking, how other people, because it's one thing to, when you're here and people, you're supposed to be friends, act a certain way with you. And then when you're not here, I seen that. I seen the revelations of that. I seen the way, people sell out for money. I seen the different attitudes. I seen when, my brother was here, how much love he got, and that love was fake. Mostly all of that love that was internal, except from his family, his real family, which are, left and they went through their trials and tribulations also. And that I was there for all of that. So I seen how much my brother gave and how he treated people. And, the ones that were always there too, like, acting like they was friends, like they're actually, they didn't add up to be who they said they was. And that shit bothers me because, like it would bother anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, when they do that to your family members. So it's a part of that that's, in the emotions I give. And because it's real, it's real. And I have to write you a book. The book will go more into the details. But as far as
you
like
working on the book?
Yeah, I'm coming out with a book, man. Before Joe was coming out with a book, I've been telling you.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that dude even put me in, in that book. I don't know. I haven't read it.
You skipping ahead because I'm going to ask you about that later. But what I really liked about the song was that you could feel your pain in that song. You
Yeah,
know,
but it's a different pain now.
right,
It's a
right.
pain. It's a
But
pain
we
of
know
grown up understanding.
that you processed it already, right? You know
Right,
that you processed
right,
it, you work through those emotions. Like we
and
know
humbled about it.
we know
Humbled.
you're an amazing lyricist, right? So you're gonna
Thank
get
you.
the schemes, the rhyme schemes, you're gonna get the multi-syllable rhymes, all that stuff. But
Uh-huh.
what I felt was that you could feel it came from your soul. Like that record, you know, it's just like you can
Well,
feel it, bro. Like
well,
for
when I talk about my
belong
brother, it's gotta come from there. It's gotta
yeah,
come from there. And you know, and the way it's structured is like the second verse is about his family and my family, about the
mhm,
kids, the future, you know what I'm saying, which is our future, which he left, you know what I'm saying, 3 beautiful kids out here, and they're big already. They, you know, he's a granddaddy already from Amanda, you know, Ether is his grandson. And you know, just like me, you know what I'm saying, you know, he's Uncle Phil. I mean, he's Uncle Chris to my
right.
kids. And to this day, both of my kids know about him. You know what I'm saying? So it's that serious, it's that real, and they are the future. They're the future that, as a human being, you know, we out here to multiply. You know what I'm saying? To create life, and that's what we did, and that's what he did, and as a friend, you know what I'm saying, that seen all those little miracles that were born when I was around him, where his kids, you know, grow up to be so big. I'm so proud of them. You know, as a friend, as somebody that was close to him, not just as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So all of those emotions are there because they're real. So if it touches you, it's because it's 100% real. You know what I'm saying? And I've just always been that type of artist, you know?
And that's the commendable thing that after all these years, you stuck by the family, bro. Like you the entire time, it seems like you have constantly put on for Pun's family, no matter what has happened
No
along
doubt.
the way. You
No
know,
doubt, man. I mean, I tried my best. Even that, it wasn't even accepted the way it, you know, for the work that I did. Still, that all the backing up that I did, all the things that I did. I mean, not that I expected anything, but it wasn't even looked at the right light by them in certain situations, which bothered me because it's like, you know, damn, you know what I'm saying? As a human being, we try, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a good dude and you know you're doing the right thing.
your
So
intentions were
whenever
clear.
I bring Pun's name up, it's never ever for publicity stunt. It's never
Right.
for nothing like that. It's a real, project that I go into, because he was part of all of us. You know what I'm saying? His talent hit everybody in the world. It was showcased, and he's the reason why I got to showcase my talent, because he believed in me. You know what I'm saying? One out of few. The main one was him. You know what I'm saying? That he went beyond and above to get me out there from the beginning, because he believed in my talent when others didn't. So you know, it's my responsibility to do that. It's my responsibility. So, you know, when I say things like I do in these letters, like the first one was 7 minutes straight lyrics, no hook. You know what I'm saying? Me just spitting
Right.
and telling them everything, whether, you know, mad or disappointed. This one is more like a grown up, you know, more of a, yo, man, we don't need, you know what I'm saying? We don't need the love from the fake. We good, but
Yeah.
just, we got to put it out in the air that you did this for people. He said, oh, look how they treated you after you made them all millionaires. You know what I'm saying? This game is faker than veneers. You know what I'm saying? I wonder when it rains, it's you that shit and tears. You know what I'm saying? Those are
That line, that tears line.
yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, damn, like that one hit different.
Yeah.
You know,
That's that type of, but that's the type of those. I mean, that's what we as MCs, we do. I mean, I do it because it comes out naturally when it comes to him. You know what I'm saying? Those are emotions that you know what I'm saying, that I feel as a brother, you know, towards him. But to put it together as a you know, as a song, as a format, as a song, it's easy. It's actually easy when I talk about my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's just always controversial. It's always one side. Like, it's just 3 sides to the story. Of course, it's my side. It's Joe and them side, and you know, it's God's side.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just believe that I'm, you know, 99.9% the God side. That's all it is. And it's not because it's saying it in a sympathetic way, or any pity, or, you know, pitiful way where I'm asking him, oh, look at him, he's sad. No, it's none of that. None of that. Never been that. It's just that's the truth. So if you're a human being, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like, yo, how the fuck can your best friend, the one you made you do certain things, That shit is like above my head. So I put that out there just for that, because I know people feel that way. And just in case you haven't heard the real story or understand the stories, like certain things should never ever transpire. Some actions from those that loved them, that said they loved them, that called them twin.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna ask you about that in a little bit, but one part that
in a little bit.
One part that I really did want to point out is that I do notice that you call him your twin, but
Of
like
course.
Fat
Well,
Joe.
it started with us.
Right, Fat Joe.
That word started with us.
That song with Big Pun called Twins, right? And they were. No, they were more heavy set, so like people thought of them as being more like twins. So can you go in about that, like why you refer to Big Pun as your twin?
Well, that word was created because he called me twin. That's the truth. That's the truth about it. It was me and him, and it started just me and him in his house. When we chose to take the hobby because we were making so much noise locally, just rhyming in the corners and ciphers. Then we said, we're gonna make a little duo. Our team was called Rough and Rugged first, and we just started going to the streets and spitting, and people started noticing. So we created a little buzz, and that's when the triple sexes came. But it started with me and Pun first. So that word, Pun was a student of the game always, and he always knew that, since Queens used to call it "What up, Dun." Queens had the done word.
All right.
That's like my son, all of that, he created his own word. But I was there when he first said, we'll start calling each other twins and all of that shit. But he will always call me twin on that level. LA, was my name. It's Lyrical Assassin. So he used to call me Lyrical or LA. L, for short. So he used to, twin was the next, word that he came up with. And, it was just something that he invented within the crew, before he even met Joe. And then when he met Joe, of course, he incorporated it into this rhyme and to the TS and everybody. And it became, a little extra noticeable. But when he did the joint with Pun, with Joe, it was more of a song. And it's not that, Pun didn't have love for Joe like that, because he did. He considered him his twin. Besides just the characteristics of being fat and him putting him on and all that, he had love for Joe. And that's the thing. The thing is that I know how much love my brother had for you. So it's the love when he's not here. And and if you knew him, you know what he loved, which was his family. So certain things is still for him to answer, for Joe to answer. And that's all. It's just questions for him to answer at a point. But me being satisfied with what, I'm not like, I'm over here, just getting on him because of, I'm jealous of, and, his relationship with him. Never been the case. Joe played a part in making us actually be out there, putting my brother on. So that was appreciated from the jump, that he put my brother on. So that respect was always there for him. The respect that later on me and him got to be friends, and he put me on. He got me a deal with Atlantic. That always was appreciated. It was just internal things that happened later on when I seen, his what he was, his end game, and I didn't like it because it wasn't from a friendship standard. It wasn't a brotherhood, a mentality.
So the intention wasn't pure.
Right. The intention wasn't impure. And you could tell. It played out itself already. It's been 20 plus years. So you've seen how it went. And that's just the way I feel. So my feelings always come out through my rhymes. Right. That's all.
So I did this video that touched on something you said on another podcast about how you and Big Pun wrote for Fat Joe, right? There were people in the comments that were fighting about it, saying, nah, that ain't true. And other people were like, yo, Joe started to sound different on this album.
Come on. I don't understand these people. It's like, if I'm telling you this, why the fuck do I have to gain by this? I have nothing to gain. I think I'm gonna become bigger like that I am because I say this just to get like attention. But if I'm telling you this, it's because it's the truth. Mm-hmm. I was there. I witnessed it. Right? I know that. The only thing I got mad, and I say that because my brother didn't get no recognition on it for the Don Cartagena album, which Pun wrote like 90% of it. You know what I'm saying? And Armageddon also wrote. I'm not gonna lie, say that Armageddon didn't write. And I don't get along with Armageddon like that for me to say that. So I'm not even lying. Now, do they have a secrecy code? Maybe they don't want nobody to know that they wrote for Joe. Come on, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm gonna tell you what it is, because obviously you jerked my brother because he didn't get his royalties.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you do my brother wrong, you do me wrong. So that's just something that, my loyalty. Did I write for him? I wrote a couple of things for him. I used to protest about writing for him because it's like, yeah, he don't even like me. What the fuck I'm gonna write for him? You know what I'm saying? Pun used to make me write for him. But when Pun used to write his rhymes and like if it was a song coming, he would already had the rhyme ready for Joe. Joe would come like probably a couple of hours earlier to the crib, and he'd sit in the living room and we'll go over him. And then, Pun would say the rhyme. If it's not completed, we'll complete it right there. Me, Sace, and Pun and Joe he'll take the notes, he'll write them down, and then he'll spit them. You know what I'm saying? We'll help him say it right, and he'll keep what he likes. Bottom line, that's why it went down. It went down like that since Who Shot You? That was the first one. You know what I'm saying?
So you not only are you from New York, but you're a true lyricist, right? So like that respect for people writing their own rhymes, penning their own shit, right? Respect for people just being a true lyricist is right there. So what was that like for you, knowing that Joe wasn't really doing that on his own? I feel like that had to make look at him a little different.
It was okay if you accept it and you give recognition to that, to those who help you, because it's teamwork. I did that before I even got into the Terror Squad. I used to write for other people on the block, on my block, and some people just have the passion for writing, and I've always been like a composer type. You know what I'm saying? Like a maestro with the little stick and shit, and controlling the fucking the violins and
orchestra.
And orchestra. So I always liked that. I enjoyed that. I never minded writing for others. But when you come out and you you don't appreciate it. And when I say appreciation is you give credit. You let the person, especially those that help you, benefit from their own work that helped you. You don't hide that. Even if you want to hide it, you still take care of them in a way.
On the back end.
Of course, in the back end, because it's a business.
Right.
We didn't know in the beginning that was a business to that effect, because we was just doing crew thing. We was doing a crew thing where it's like, okay, we help each other, we eat each other's crutches. So whether it was fighting, whether it was holding each other down with cars, with ride, whatever, whoever had the ride had to go pick everybody up. Whether it was rhymes, we was there for each other. That's just the school me and Pun say we came from that school.
So before we go into more of Joe, I wanted to ask you, because I know some people from the Bronx, and the legend says that Terror Squad was really pulling up in white vans, beating the shit out of people.
We pulled up in everything.
Can you confirm, is that real or not?
Yeah, that's definitely the truth. That's the truth. I mean, we used to get busy. I mean, as far as like any disrespect wasn't tolerated, any bootlegging of our material wasn't tolerated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's many situations that I could name, but they, at the end of the day, those would only highlight, and back in the days we used to do things for integrity, and like I said, we had a real reason to do things, and that's what a nigga like me was proud of. That we didn't do that shit just because we were bullies and we was trying to do extra shit just to get attention. It was really done because niggas deserved it. You know what I'm saying? And for niggas to know, to be established that we're not the ones you play games with. And I was involved, and I partook in a lot of fucking situations myself. So I could vouch for that.
Right. Because I was watching this interview of you, and you were saying that I put in my work on the street side and on the music side when you were talking about Terror Squad and Fat Joe.
Well, he knows that.
Yeah, so I felt like when I heard you say that, I was like, he probably talking about that. In addition to other stuff as well.
Yeah, because we it was mandatory. It was mandatory. You had to put, you had to get your hands dirty.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? We, that was just the crew we from. You know what I'm saying? That we had to do that. But we laid the law. I was definitely part of that. You know what I'm saying? People, like I said, and they deserved it. They deserved it. Whoever we gave it to back in the days, they deserved it. Now, later on in life, when I wasn't part of them, you know, I see them do it. They was taking advantage of it. They'll use that in the wrong, you know, in the wrong way, my view. And that's because it was used against me. You know what I'm saying? To scare people to not messing with me. So that's why I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Using the crew for in the wrong way. And that's when things started, you know what I'm saying? Like it's got disgusting. It just got disgusting where it's like the respect that I had, you know what I'm saying, wasn't there no more. Because it was getting led by a different leader. It wasn't the same leader as we started. Joe, on the other hand, was, as we could see now, it was manipulating more of, you know, using people for his own benefits. Because that wasn't the case, then he would have gave, you know, credit to who wrote, you know what I'm saying, certain things. And he didn't. I understand about paying dues. Understand that. But how fucking many dues you gonna pay? Right. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Because Punt went beyond, you know what I'm saying? And he was getting 50% from Punt. So just the business alone, later on that we found out he getting 50%, it's like, damn, you knew from the beginning you jerking us. Or not jerking us because he didn't jerk me, but he jerked, you know, Punt. He jerked Punt. And in that sense of getting 50% of everything he did, from features to shows. And he was writing your rhymes.
And so that's what you meant when you said that he stole millions from Pun?
That's part of it. That's part of it. You know, when I said he stole millions, I'm saying that, you know, from the publishing part of it, where, you know, he would get a check, because the check, you know, he administered Pun's publishing, so he get the check first. So you think he was sending Pun's family any money? I'm sure he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So they had to rectify that. And now I think this year was when Pun's wife Liza got all the, you know, all the rights for his likeness and for his rhymes that he had. So that's what I meant by when he said that. You know what I'm saying? Which he did. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much the dollar amount of it, but I know it was over the millions. I know it was over. He was jerking my brother for taking 50% of his shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the league of himself. The best fucking manager gets 20%, which was Chris Lighty. He get 20% of your shit. For him to get 50, you already jerking from the top. So he definitely made millions off my brother. And, you know, my brother was cool with it because we didn't know better. We didn't know. He did rectify it at the end before he passed away. I think he kind of changed it up to 20%. I think he dropped it to 20% because I remember when my brother came and told me that. He said, yo, Joe's acting a little funny now. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling that nigga he got to drop that percentage down. You know what I'm saying? I remember he came and told me that. And, you know what I'm saying? To a point where he even didn't know where I stood because I was so close with Joe at the time. So he was like, yo, whose side you on? And I was like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. I mean, you're my brother, fucker. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right. And then, you know, he passed away. And then that actual thing, you know, it was never talked about because, of course, he passed away. So that was swept under the rug. But I remember that. And I didn't, you know, like I wrote, this is an example right here. Even me, when I wrote Senorita for Puff Daddy, the hook, the Mommy Ben Aki, that was a big song. That was a big album. I would have been, if he, you know, Joe was our manager also. Let's not forget that. He was getting 20% from all of us, from me especially, for shows, and he was getting 20% from me for features.
So he's getting multiple cuts.
Right. Which is all good because he put us all on. So go ahead, eat, right? 20%. I didn't even find that even bad because if he did the work that he did for Pun, I was good with that because he did work for Pun. He made Pun. He went extra hard with Pun. So I'm basing that on that. You're gonna do the same thing for me, which he started off doing. You know, when he got me to deal with Atlantic and all of that, but he also got himself a $10 million deal with that. Those things I wasn't even putting into focus like that because he was treating me like I thought all artists should be treated. And you know, when I did that song Senorita for Puffy, I never got my my credits on that. And now if we go into another different camp, you know, it's already bad enough that I don't get credit for shit we do here with us, you know, with you, and I help you. But now we're going to a different camp, and I do this for the next artist. You as my manager, I'm paying you 20%. You're supposed to represent me on that level. Make sure I get my credit.
Oh, so your name's not even on the actual
No,
credentials or anything.
it's not even on a natural nothing. So that
Wow.
that was thought to be like me paying dues back in the days. That was the thing.
So
You know what I'm
wait,
saying?
you were in the studio with Puffy when you
Yeah,
wrote that,
of course, I sung the shit first, and
and
Puffy
he's
went over my
aware.
vocals.
He was aware that that was you that did it, and he didn't give you the money for that.
Well, I didn't want no money because it was like, okay, that was more of a privilege. Puffy was on top of the world. I
Right.
didn't want no money. I wanted credit. That's my writing credits. You know what I'm saying? That's writing
So
credits
that's
that's
on
forever.
the back end.
Right. Yeah. Like whatever, first of all, you discuss, if you're my manager's supposed to discuss
The fee.
the kind of conditions that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If they by points and stuff like that, like if it goes over this much point, if you sell this much album, I get a certain all of that he was supposed to do because I was paying him as my manager. But it was illegal for him to even be my manager because I was under him as an artist.
Right. That's what I was asking you.
So it's called double dipping. We
Yeah.
didn't know all of this shit. So I'm just trying to tell you, we was giving him that love on some G shit. He deserved this shit. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, he put us on.
So do you think that Puffy gave him money for that?
What happened was this is the kicker. This is where I started noticing the funny shit he was doing. So I did all of that. He told me, yo, leave it alone. That's it. That's paying dues. I'm supposed to go through all of that. So I was like, I wasn't worried about it because I was like, okay, cool, fuck it. I know I'm dope. This nigga, he loved my shit. He kept it. That was enough of a compliment from him. You know what I'm saying? And then Puffy started giving me fucking Sean John gear every week. So I was like, okay,
He was paying you in merch. He was paying
right. So I wasn't even mad at it. But then later on, I see the game, how it's ran, right. and the importance of an artist is publishing. So, I see how this nigga got a favor from Puffy from that me doing that Senorita song, which was to appear or to actually do his first single on Don Cartagena, which was, remember when it was the title song, his first single he dropped, the Don Cartagena song, that he did the hook on. He didn't perform in the video on it because I think he couldn't afford him, but it was enough to get him on this album as a feature. Mm-hmm. So he got that favor repaid by that. My favor that I did as far as like writing the Senorita hook, he got it. Joe collected it in being, for him to be part of Joe's album, and that's how it was collected. So he collected it for himself. So you know what I'm saying. So when he got enough like gall to go on radio stations, said that we was lazy, like we never did it, like nobody wanted my project, that I was whack, and this and that. And he says all these things that I never did nothing for him. He never collected. He's a liar. So that's why I say these things, because he's looked like a fresh-faced dude that never appreciated anything I did. Right. He's acting like he never collected on my services, on what I put into the game. And that's just a basic lie. And that's just to fuck up my brand. You know what I'm saying? That's taking away from my brand. That's why I got to combat it with telling the truth and say what I say, because that's how he collected it. That's how he slick he thought he was, but he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, if the liar always going to get caught. Later on, you heard
they don't always remember how they told the story.
Yeah, they never do. So that's why later on he got it on Funk Master Flex, and he said how much he gave us $500,000 each when he got the $10 million Terror Squad deal from Atlantic, which was a lie. He never gave us shit. Then he said that he bought me the house that I was living in when that he did all of this for me. He's a liar.
Damn, man, you jumping ahead. I was going to ask you about this too.
Well, I'm just letting you know because it all pertains to the same thing. It all pertains about somebody that's not being, to have a fresh face to say things like that and expect the truth not to come out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's why you see me saying the truth. Like, nigga, that's why you did this. That's why this happened. This is the truth. And when I say those things, it's like, people don't really understand. Like, they be thinking that this is a publicity stunt instead of just saying, yo, this is the way it is. I mean, some of them do. Some don't know the truth. But those that know the truth don't even come out and back it up. They're scared of fucking saying the truth. Right. It's like I'm alone in this shit saying the truth. And it's like, listen, that empowers me even more because I know that a nigga only lies when he got something to hide. You know what I'm saying?
So to go into that more, on Funk Flex about 5 years ago, Fat Joe said there's no way he's ever going to mend a relationship with you, right? Of course, he said that you wake up and you drink Hennessy and you look 1,000 years old and you're a liar. He said that all the allegations you and Pun's family have made is false, and it's a narrative that you guys run with.
Right. That's exactly why I say what I say. So I tell the truth because of that certain thing right there he said, which I wasn't even thinking he was thinking like that. But once he say that, that's how he's been moving all these years. He's been gassing and lying to these people, telling these stories. Like all the shit that he says is lies. Like when it comes to that, because when it comes to me and Pun's family, why you have to lie? Why do you have to lie? Usually it's because you did some foul shit and you never explain the story because you never want to go into the story. And, you know, you put me down by saying I look 100 years old. Look at this nigga, this fucking crazy egghead nigga, ugly ass fucking retarded face, fucking beluga face. He wants to talk about me being a fucking washed up and all of this. What the fuck are you talking about? A bum and I drink Hennessy. I don't even drink Hennessy like that. I only drink Hennessy when I'm in the studio chilling with my niggas. And I don't even do that like that no more. So all of these extra, you know what I'm saying, type of shit and, you know, accusations that he makes of me, it's like, you know what, go into the story then, nigga. Say why you got this much hate or why it can't be fixed. Say why. What did I specifically do? Say it like I do. Because when somebody asks me something, I go to the details and I tell you exactly what happened. He never did that. Why do you think is that? You know, nobody ever asked him because I'm sure that he goes, I don't want to talk about Cuban Link. I don't want to talk about Pun's family too much. You know?
I actually saw that in the comments of a lot of his interviews. People were saying that, like, he's spoken about you a few times, but since then, like, they're told, like, the Cuban Link question is not allowed for his interviews or something like that. I don't know
if
it's true or not, but that's what people say.
And that's what he does behind closed doors, which is, you know, to hurt my brand. Of course, like the new people he comes in contact with, he makes it a big thing to not my name not to be brought up, to never bring my name up. It's just something like Xerxes. Remember Xerxes went to fucking in the movie 300 when he went to what's the fucking king Leonidas. Remember he told a nigga, I'll make sure that your name will be erased from every history books. You will never get that. You know, that was what was important back in the days when you went to war. You wanted to be known as the greatest warriors. Even in the Troy, in the movie Troy, you know what I'm saying, with fucking with Brad Pitt, when he was like, I'll make sure, the king was like, I'll make sure you never get, you know, you just due for fighting in this war. It's like the same thing. He trying to, you know, keep me from the history books, from my from things, you know, that I did, my accomplices, and you know, all the work that I put in. He's trying to erase that and keep me away from the history books, and it's been working and behind the scenes. You know.
So you think that he's blackballed you this entire?
Of course he did. I mean, that's what it's. If I'm telling you exactly what he did, all of this shit is called blackballing, right? In the bigger spec of everything, this is called blackballing when you do that to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that's, if it's called blackballing, that's what he did. Hating on me, yes, 1,000%. You know, you make sure that any business that goes that way and it brings my name up, he'll stop it, 1,000%. Will he ever say that he did? I don't think he got the balls to, because it'll make him look like he's, you know, a piece of shit cheater, like a sneaky nigga. I don't think he will say that. But you got to understand that, you know, that's going to happen when you're not cool with nobody else. I mean, with somebody else that you know, you have a rival that you don't want him to succeed because you're probably afraid his success is going to be your downfall. Right. That's because that's your own insecurities, your own mental, you know what I'm saying, conscience that is afraid of that. That's not my fault, but you know what you did. You know what you did. You know what I'm saying, that you're scared of that man's, you know what I'm saying, success. Do
you think that he was like afraid of this the entire time that he was building up Terror Squad, that you guys were going to overshadow him?
Now seeing it back, yeah, I think now, yeah, it was always a little hints here and there.
So even with Pun, you felt like,
I think 100%. I see really? It. I see it. I seen it. I seen it. Didn't want to believe it when I was around. Because I thought maybe he wants to see the best of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like a coach with nothing but you come out with the best and be the best. But in the same token, I seen that he was afraid of losing his spot as the leader of Terror Squad. It's the respect. I seen that. Would he be man enough to admit that? I don't think he would. He would have been did that.
Because I seen him in interviews and he said that Pun was 1,000 times better than he is. But do you think that he only says
because
that
he passed away? Because he passed away. because he passed away. Why didn't Pun get the street named after him? You know what I'm saying, already? Why didn't he fight so hard for Pun stuff? Why, you know what I'm saying? He's the same nigga to be like, oh, Pun doesn't get his due respect in the radio and all this. My nigga, you hold the catalog. You are the only one that can go, just like Puffy. You know what I'm saying? Kept Biggie's name alive. At least he did that if you didn't give him the money. But Biggie's still out there. He's still in part of rotations in the radio because his catalog is still in there. Still, you know what I'm saying, getting involved in it. Pun had the same catalog as far as like hits that he could have been playing in the radio. They only play him when the Puerto Rican Day Parade comes. You know what I'm saying? Or when he passes away, the day he passes away. So it's like he had control of Pun's catalog. So he was the one that was supposed to, if you wanted Pun's name to be out there, supposed to pump that, still be pumping that behind the scenes for Twin Pun. And
he kind of did that so that the money wouldn't go to his family.
Now I don't think because I don't think that, because if he get money, he get this check first. He get to see the check first.
Because he said in an interview that like he let go of Pun's likeness, all these things a long time ago. Like he gave it back to the family.
Liar. If you go and you follow the archives, do your homework, you can just see that Liza just settled this year, in the beginning of this year, and got all the likenesses back and all this shit back. After 20 years, he's finally back into the hands of the family, into his wife's hand, to the kids' hand. If you follow anything, if you do your homework, you could tell that. So that means that he was lying about he wasn't getting paid from Punch stuff, and that he didn't own Punch stuff, because he owned it. He owned Punch Publishing. He was part of the deal of he was the administrator. He administered Punch Publishing to Jelly Bean Benitez. So he was the one that the guy who administers anything that's the one that's in the middle that receives the check, and then he cuts the check to the artist, and the beneficiary, whatever cut he gets, which they went half and half. Remember, I told you 50%. So whatever the royalties was, he's supposed to get 50, and Pun's family, the estate of Pun, was supposed to get 50. That extra 50%, 50 of 50%, because they sold 50% to see how the numbers might confuse you. So if I got 100% of my publishing, right, I'll let you administer my publishing to somebody that wants to buy it, because the price was $350,000. That's how much Jelly Bean Benitez got to buy Pun's publishing for 50%. So that means there's still 25% left. I mean, there's still 50% left, which is 25% for Joe and 25% for Pun.
Right.
So what I'm saying that when Jelly Bean Benitez does, starts making money off Pun's, whatever songs get on rotation, Pun's music get caught up, or anybody uses his sample or his voice, they get paid for it. He's supposed to cut a check. Jelly Beans Benitez is supposed to cut a check, and that check goes to the administrator, which is Joe. That's the 25%, and the other 25%, with the other 50%. You know what I'm saying? Because they became partners. It's not like Jelly Benitez owned the whole publishing. So now they still receive money. After Jelly Bean gets his cut, Joe gets his cut, then Pun gets his cut. But Joe receives the check, not Pun.
Right.
You understand?
So
that's where the manipulated
shit. To administer it to the family after the fact, but it goes through his hands first.
Right. That's what's supposed, and that's where the problem has been with the family and receiving their royalties.
Because I saw an interview with Joe, and he has said that there will never be a Big Pun movie with him involved.
Of course he won't, because he wants everything so he could control it, so he could tell his fucking side of it. So we won't get no choice to tell exactly the truth. Like, what the fuck are we telling you? What you've been hearing all these years between the family, Liza, and myself, and other people's, even Charlie Rock, LD, that he just, they had their fallout. It's the same thing, is that this nigga here, he does things that you can't back up as a man. It's like, yo, that's some worm shit that you're doing. I can't back that up. And it's just those type of things that he don't want that movie to express. You know what I'm saying? In it, he don't want to put that truth in it. And it's not even that bad, man. It's like, even the ugly shit that he done. It's not like he did all ugly shit. He did some good stuff that you know what I'm saying, that he even misses out on, because he's too busy covering the lies that he does. Like, I could say great stuff that he's done, and why I chose him to be part of Terror Squad when I first got involved with him, and good things that he done. It's just that he does so much lying about the fucking dirt that he's done that I don't even know how much dirt. I would like to know one day too. You know what I'm saying? But I know he did so much dirt because of the lies that he told. You know, so you fucking scratch a lie, you find a thief, and that's basically it.
And I saw that he said that he didn't go to the Pun's Day for the plaza, the sign reveal, right? Because because he didn't want to
mess it up.
Mess it up, right? Yeah, because like he said that he's not going to go anywhere he's not invited.
Yeah, well, I was invited actually by this lady. I still don't know her name. Damn, but I got the message through Facebook, and she invited. Not even the family. Eliza invited me. Nobody told me either. 1 week before it happened, the lady hit me up and contacted me through my email, and she invited me. That's the only reason I went. I went there dolo by myself. I didn't bring no crew. I was there dolo. I went in there, said my little piece. I was happy. You know, see, I seen a lot of people there. It was a great. I seen Liza there. I seen his sister Nikki, and I just went there. I was already tight because they didn't invite me. You know what I'm saying? Myself, I was because that was something that's supposed to come from like Liza. You know
why didn't they invite you?
They feel their own way, man. Like I said, like everybody feels their own way. I don't know why. I got put in a circle of me using my brother in a certain way, also by her. So I went through my stuff with Liza myself. That's my sister still, you know what I'm saying? In my heart, always will be. But it doesn't have to be the same for her. She went through, you know, she goes on her own, you know, feeling rampages sometimes too. You know, she might just fucking catch memories of when me and Pun, I used to take Pun away from her. We used to go fucking on tour and start probably fucking bitches. And then she get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? So I got to deal with that too.
Troublemaker friend.
And I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. He was the fucking troublemaker. But I was sometimes. I took him away sometimes to do, you know, go fucking chill in the hood and go hang out in strip clubs sometimes. You know, so we was bad with each other on that level, on being best friends. You know what I'm saying? And
that's
then,
like you say you're twins because you guys are both getting each other.
But that's my family. That's my family. Like I said, regardless how they feel, you know, certain things that I expected for them to do, you know, I overlooked that. And I know that they're my family because of the time spent, because I know their story and they're my family. I was there from the beginning when nobody was there. And we started this together. And she says a lot of 100% facts on everything that she's saying when it comes to Joe. She's not a good liar either. You know what I'm saying? Liza comes from the cuffs. She's from the sleeves. She doesn't know how to manipulate fucking lies and like that, especially her. She never been that. Pun always, if anything, fucking told her to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, and expected that. And she always did. So that hurt my heart when when Joe and her got into the beef with the radio and Joe was doing all that extra shit, get a job and all that dumb shit. I was like, wow, man, look at the face on this dude, man. How can he do that? Right. Anyway, but and especially when he knows that, you know, Pun's heart is his family. You know what I'm saying? He knew that how much Pun loved his family, regardless of what the fuck they went through. Or how that fucking, you know, that relationship was going inside. He knew how much Pun loved his family, his kids, and his wife. So, you know, for him to take the old using a bad situation that she got into as a way to get away from giving him money is disgusting to me. It's disgusting. It's a low blow, and friends don't do that to each other.
So, what is the story? Because, you know, on the Drink Champs interview from 4 years ago, right, he made the comment that he was happy for you that you were going to church.
Oh, yeah.
Then maybe you could tell the truth. He said that, tell the truth.
Well, here I am telling you the truth again.
Right. He said, tell the truth about how he looked out for Pun and you, and that he had nothing to do with your face getting sliced. Saying that you guys had a conversation after you got your face sliced and that you told.
Well, tell him to answer these questions. Tell him to, if you ever run into him, if you ever have the pleasure of doing an interview with him, ask him, then why did your lawyer send a gag order to Cuban about 2 weeks after that happened? When Cuban asked you, my nigga, listen, it's not even beef between us. It's just who got involved between. Just tell me who did it. Send me a little picture. Send me a little gift, maybe. Because, you know, we don't tolerate nobody else getting in between fights between brothers.
Right.
You still my brother. Just find out who did it for me, and that's it. Me and you know what I'm saying? We're still good. But he never had that love for me. So, and besides that, you know, the letter came in from the lawyer that he fucking, you know, I ripped that letter up. And I could, you know, and that's when I knew that he had something to do with it right there. That's just a fucking clue. Thank you for fucking just saying that you had part to do with it. If you're trying to gag order me for that, why are you trying to gag order me for that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you try to silence that? That's my fork in the road. That's my crossroads right there. That's something that, you know what I'm saying? That, what do you think that you could have fucking, I'm stupid enough to not know that you had something to do with it by you sending this letter to gag order me? You think that you could buy me with money? You're thinking my scars? I was like, oh, what happened to my don't Oh my God, I don't know what to do now. I can cut my face. You think I'm that type of nigga? So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what the fuck you thought by even doing that, because that's just an admission that you had something to do with it when you try to gag order me. That's just from the top that you trying to do it. From the street level, you could have just told me who did it. It was my man. Or we could have both fucking went and found out whatever we needed to find out and took care of it, me and you. But you're not my nigga like that. You showed me that. You showed me that you had something to do with it by you sending me that lawyer from your lawyer. Try to cover your ass if I try to be a bitch ass nigga and sue you, which I was never thinking of doing. And that was enough for me to say that, you know, this dude was never really a friend of mine. Just like the beginning. The glue was me and Pun was the glue between us. I thought that we got past that because once I got my deal, we was really close. You know what I'm saying? We got really close and I considered him my brother. I even told him over Pun's casket, I said, yo, you my brother, my dude. You my brother. You're my brother now. We're going to stick together forever. I even told him that with a tear in my eye. If he doesn't remember that, he doesn't remember that. But right over Pun's casket on his funeral. And because I know that was what, you know, Pun wanted me to do. And I already thought that he was a friend of mine like that. And this is a time of grieving. This is a time that we're supposed to stay close instead of division. Right. And my mind was on unity instead of division. And that's why I fucking, you know, I got blinded by that. While I was in division, he was thinking about himself. He was thinking about the future for him, what he's going to do, what, you know, whatever. And he sums it up in saying, oh, I was so depressed during Pun's, you know, when Pun passed away. What the fuck you talking? None of us was depressed either. Like, I wasn't depressed, you fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just never going to set my brother up or my friend to get his face sliced and then act like I don't know nothing. That's just different niggas. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me that you was depressed when we all felt the pain of Pun passing away.
So he said that you guys had a conversation about after your face got sliced, and you told him that I know you would never do that to me, or you would
exactly. That was the conversation. That was the conversation a week later when I told him I know you wouldn't do that to me, but somebody did it, and I know you can find out who it is because they did it. I guess because they was looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? On some bitch ass act behind my back. If that was the case, whatever, he got involved in our fight. And we're supposed to be brothers. So I know you wouldn't do that to me because you couldn't do that to me because after you punched me in my face, I rocked your fucking world off and you was fucking stumbling backwards. And I know you didn't do that to me. But that nigga behind me, after the security held me, that did that. All we needed to do is find out who be a friend to me and either find him for me or tell me who. Because I'm sure you're going to find out quicker than me. All I asked him. And that's what I told him. I said, I know you didn't do it. And I know you wouldn't even fucking fathom of doing that because it was a situation where me and him was on a block and we seen somebody we knew with a face sliced and he started crying because his face got sliced. Somebody from our past. And we felt for that kid because it's like, damn, who did that to your face? And he was really like kind of distraught because of that. So I didn't think at the end of the day that he would do that to me either. So if you hate the fact that if you hated the fact that that man had stitches on his face, now you see me, somebody that you see every day. He's your artist, and you rock with like that. You see that on my face. You're supposed to be as mad as that day, and you are supposed to be with me trying to find out who did it because I was total disrespect, right? Especially if you didn't deserve it, right? So now you're gonna show me. Friends is gonna show you if they're your friends or not. And that was a situation where he's supposed to show his true colors of being a friend, and instead he did the opposite. He showed me he was my enemy.
So then when the letter came in, that's when you knew, like, oh,
100%.
it did have something to do with it. So do you think that
100%.
he told the person to do it, or he
that was the novela. You know the Spanish novelas when they go
right.
That was that right there. I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? The plot just thickens.
Yeah.
So I was like, motherfucker. So I'm in the middle of a snake pit right now because I was like, now I got to get on militant mode. So, you know, I went on the offensive. I was like, this thing is gone.
He told someone to do it, or you think that it was more like he's trying to protect the person?
I don't want to think anymore. I know somebody did it. That's all I need to know. Somebody did it, and it's, you know, my real nigga, my man, you know how we handle that.
Right.
And everybody knows how we handle that. You know what I'm saying? So you showed me who he was, and that's it. And he didn't show me that. He showed me the opposite. He started running away, trying to cover his ass. Started, you know, making up lies, trying to stop me from other labels now picking me up to become another, you know, artist somewhere else. He already put them calls was already put in. He already knew the plan. I'm telling you that. So I already knew where he stood at. So this nigga here, okay.
So one of the things that I've noticed that he said like multiple times is that as soon as 50 blew up off of Beef, that's where you tried to copy like that whole model of following that path of doing the same thing, and your story changed about your face getting sliced to blaming him.
Of course, that's when my story started. Yeah, okay. If anybody could fucking bring me an article where I started fucking just acting like that when 50 came out with his fucking story, anybody could bring me any proof about that, I'll give y'all niggas a fucking nice little smack in your mouth for free. There's no way in the world y'all niggas believe that shit after I went through that myself. It's not like it's a fucking stunt that I made up. I really bled, motherfucker. I really got stitches in my face. I really went through this. And this is the actual thing of what happened. It's a story. It's the actual story. It's not me making up anything. It's not me making up anything. It's not me trying to sell records with it. I had no records really signed to it. I was just trying to sign myself to somebody else just because publicity. And if I did, I fucking deserved to get signed for that. Because that's the truth. That's what I went through. But it wasn't even done for that. It wasn't even done for that. I mean, that happened to me before that shit. You know what I'm saying? That happened to me in 2001. That happened to me in 2001, April 13th. It was Friday the 13th. Look at that one, huh?
Right.
Friday the 13th going into Friday the 14th at Jimmy's Bronx Cafe. And it's a story that I said it when I came out with Broken Chains, the mixtape that I came out. That I came out, you know, first this song I ever did for him. We Run the City beat, the Cameron's joint with Jay-Z, and P Cutter had it. P Cutter had played it on the drama, and then he got beat up. P Cutter got beat up in a DJ summit, and that's how they stopped the DJs from playing my songs.
Oh, is that what he's talking about? Because in that same interview,
yeah, he said DJs, we beat up all DJs.
Yeah, he said that if you DJ for Cuban Link, you could have gotten hurt. He said that because we chased them. We chased a bunch of them down every time.
He just did that one. He just did. See, he admitted he's fucking cock blocking me. He admitted to whoever plays Cuban Link songs, he's gonna beat him up. So he's promoting that. He's already fucking threatening people. So you could tell that's blackballing.
Mm-hmm.
That's blackballing other DJs. But he did it to P Cutter there in the front of. It was a DJ summit, so he did it in a big, you know, forum. Where other DJs now see this, top DJs, and now they scared to fuck with Cuban Link's music because this is gonna happen to them. So that's how he blackballed me in that sense, in the music. And he just set those kind of examples that scared the industry into fucking with me, and you know, got away with it.
Have you had conversations with like actual people in the industry that told you that Fat Joe is like pulling that, and like told you in confidence, like?
Well, they never, not really, because they stick together. But I see it. I see it myself. Like I even caught fucking Pretty Lou. I got him on IG, telling a young, like this happened like 2-3 years ago. They was doing a DJ concert about the, you know, coming up DJs. They was doing some contest about DJs, and you hear this nigga fucking. The young DJ plays my music of the Glamour Life, like my part, and you hear Pretty Lou. Oh no! Like you try to stop it, and we don't want to use that. Like in a nice little, in a way that he was scared almost for his life because this young girl that doesn't know even how to the beef between us. Now he stopped her and said, no, we can't play Cuban Link because you know. And then he got with the other Dr. Dre, Cool and Dre niggas. They was like, yeah, we don't want you to play the. They said it. They admitted it. So this. Been going on behind my back all these years, where that's the narrative they put out.
That's crazy.
To intimidate you know what I'm saying, the new generation into fucking with Cuban. But it matters nothing, because at the end of the day, listen, I believe in the truth. I believe in my God. I believe in my righteousness. I believe in my fucking balls. And I believe in my fighting skills and my the fuck gangster skills that I got when it comes to standing up and, you know what I'm saying, in front of anything like that, because I stand for what I believe in. And I believe in my talent. And I believe in my talent. And that's one thing I had to really let go of, as far as like the energy of that dark energy that was stopping me from really becoming, being the artist that I know I was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? To attack certain songs and go into certain topics, instead of just getting caught up in that beef shit and that negative world. In that dark side, like he says, you know what I'm saying? They fuck with the dark side. I fuck with the light side. I fuck with the light. So, I take blame for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's been definitely hindering my shit. But it's part of part of who I am. It's part of my story. So I have to say what I say, because if there's any questions of any narratives that were put out there that's not true, I have to correct them. And that's just what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure you didn't know all of this shit. No. You know what I'm saying? And I have to let you know that.
Is there any truth to what he said about he lost his $10 million deal because of you? And he spent $1.8 million on your project and bought you a house and an NSX before he got himself one?
And the only truth thing he said there is because the only truth thing he said, he bought me an NSX. That's the only truth. With my $75,000 deal, bonus, $75,000. He bought me also an NSX. It was used NSX. It was beautiful. I loved it. I fucking crashed it by mistake one day, and I had to sell it. So he might have took that, to the butthole.
At least
but I had to get rid of it because I did some stupid shit, so I had to get rid of it. Right. And I felt sorry. I felt bad for it. But I didn't do that deliberately. Like, I didn't love that car. I love that car because he gave it to me, first of all, and because it was dope. Regardless, it was fucking, 10 years older. He had a problem I couldn't fix in a clutch. I loved that car. And I appreciated it, you know what I'm saying? But he never bought me a house. He didn't lose his deal. Because how the fuck he lost his deal? Because I got my face sliced. How the fuck he's going to lose his deal? Because he the one fucked it up, if anything. I got my face sliced, motherfucker. What do you think? It's going to be cool after that?
Yeah.
Oh, so, you lost a $10 million deal because he was robbing them. He was robbing the budget. He was using the budget for your own shit. And he only paid us as far as like artists to perform in that album, in the Terror Squad album. He gave me $10,000 for the whole album. He gave Pun $15,000. He gave Say $7,500, and he gave Prospect $7,500. Again, he gave $10,000. So he spent like $50,000 in a budget of $10 million. So how the fuck are we the fault of you losing your shit? And we delivered an album. That was the first Terror Squad album. How did you lose your album because of us? You think it's crazy?
Yeah.
So you can see the lies. It just don't add up when the truth is pronounced. So
Joe's relationship like with Pun when Pun passed? Were things?
There was a little bit at odds. Because I told you, Pun was trying to get that the percentage changed.
Right.
The 50% changed. He was working on the Yeah Baby album, and his health wasn't doing as great. He wanted time for his family and all of that. Joe was too busy fucking playing the ruckus and spending money on his own, not even fucking taking care of the artist. As far as like, it was my time for the album. He wasn't even in my studio helping me with the album. So I was mad at that part. So it was just like, Joe was already, instead of him appreciating the fact that we said, let him eat, my nigga. From all of us, he was eating. I did 80 shows at $10,000 a pop without an album, and he was getting 20% of that. So you do the math. So I made him like $500,000 off the streets without even me dropping an album yet. Right. So niggas like us, we made him money. We made him money. I know I made him money. Pun way made him money. So he wasn't just happy with that. He wanted to keep on with the greed. And that's one thing. After I noticed that greed, I said, hold up, let me confront this greed and see what the fuck is popping. And every time I try to confront it, he will brush me off until we got to the lawyer's office. My lawyer told him that, yo, you double dipping, you do. I didn't go to that meeting for that, but my lawyer, he hit him with that shit. That's when, he said what he said, as far as that I'm whack and all of this. I never wanted you. It was Pun. I said, you know what, my niggas, let's separate our ways then. Let me go this way, you go that way. We came to an agreement. I was supposed to give him 300,000.
This was after Pun had passed.
Yeah, this is after Pun passed.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is when he got confronted with the fact that he's double dipping. He's doing all these fucking funny business deals and taking money from, from his artists. So I just let it go like that. I'm supposed to give him $300,000 from the next deal I get, and we're supposed to leave it like that and keep on with our careers. But he welched on his shit. He started cock blocking me. You know what I'm saying? He started, doing the hating, the narrative, started fucking making up rumors behind the scenes. And I noticed that because I was still in the industry enough I seen it. And I heard people, saying certain things. I'm like, the fuck? Oh, this nigga's trying to block me now because I'm not with him. He feels that he got to block me now because we enemies or something like that.
Right.
So whatever, he took it like that. So that's when I came out dissing him because I know he was going to let me rock on some regular, just straight up business and be satisfied with it. He's one of those dudes. So I had to do what I had to do with that. And that's the only way I know how to do it. Go straight up. Be straight up with you, man. And you want more problems, nigga, we're going to handle it straight up. Stop. I don't do that side shit behind shit. I'm not one of them niggas. So once I found out that's going in.
So I
went in on actually like on record as far as like dissing him because I knew that he wasn't going to let it happen.
So was there always tension between you guys even when Pun was alive? Because you told this story about like when you guys went to go freestyle. I think it was on Funk Flex.
Yeah.
Said like, damn, why you always got to spit that same rhyme or something like that.
Yep,
it seemed like there was kind of always this uneasiness between the two of you guys, right?
That's how it started. Because he didn't want me around. He thought I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Because you challenged him.
Because I was always, but now I look at it, he probably jealous because I was Pun's best friend. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. So now I look at it like that too, where he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't even want these niggas. I thought I got rid of these niggas by just choosing you. I didn't want to rock with these niggas. He felt like that. You know what I'm saying? And Pun kept on with that. That's my best friend. Nigga, you're going to have to deal with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Me and Safe. So he didn't want us there. You know what I'm saying? So he would, whatever moment would come up, in front of him that he could do certain things like that he would do it in a malicious way. And I've never been the type of nigga to have that type of shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? It just never been, you know what I'm saying? And especially when I'm over here breaking my back to help you. And you rather use that negative energy to use against me and don't use the positive shit that, look at the positive shit we doing for you. What kind of fucking ingrate person you are. You're ungrateful. You're ungrateful. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, but that was before. And look how funny it is because that's how it ended up. Yeah. Just being the same type of shit. So sometimes when you see something and it is what it is in the beginning, it's going to end up like that regardless of you try to, how much fucking little, how much seasoning you put on, it's going to taste the same way as you started to taste it in the beginning. It's not to say that me and him didn't, share some great times. We did. You know what I'm saying? I still remember the great things. And all it takes is for him to, you know what I'm saying, come forward and say the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's going to save him from the lies that he told is really coming to say the truth. But he's not going to ever do that because he's not built like that. Maybe God could touch him one day and he'll do it for his own sake. You know what I'm saying? Not even for me. And you know what I'm saying? He just keeps on.
Did you ever talk to Pun about the tension that you felt with Fat
He knew. Pun knew. Pun knew. That's why he did more to become the glue. Like he did more. He went out his way more to make shit cool between us. And it worked. It worked because the only time it worked is when I became somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that business attracted him. When I was getting hot because of the books. That's when it attracted him and he changed his ways, started hanging out with me on the dolo, me and him alone. And we went to, you know what I'm saying, Puffy's houses and we went to parties ourselves and we had a blast together. I thought that once he get to know a nigga, it's going to be different because now he going to know, my nigga, I ain't that bad. Look, man, we having fucking fun. And we shared memories like brothers. But that nigga always had something in his sleeve. Like, he's a different type of snake, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, like, so it was a certain point that I was hard to even give in to. But he made me feel like I was his brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he made me feel a certain way. Like when he gave me the car and all that and I got a deal, I wasn't looking at the other business he was doing, but even there I was like, you know what? And he accepts me as a brother. He accepts me as somebody that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, part of the crew, somebody's gonna make money, you know what I'm saying, for him and we're gonna have this relationship and we friends. But in that business mind of his, it's not too many He don't really think like we do. His shit is about money, and even when it's not money, he got an ego that he'll fuck up the money just because of his ego, because of that competitive shit he got, where he might not like you because you might feel like you got that confidence maybe that you are certain, that comes with you, that certain bravado about yourself that he might be feeling like he ain't all that. That's why he did with Jay-Z. He just didn't like Jay-Z because Jay-Z was fucking that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He had talent and he was talking about a subject that he felt he was bigger than Jay-Z in, which was the drug game. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that was the only reason he didn't like Jay-Z. And look what he did to Jay-Z. I fucking chased him, fucking fights and Carbon. So much shit that happened just because of his feelings toward that. And he apologized for that too. But he can't apologize for the real intimate family of Puns and me. Because he knows that what I'm saying is not fucking fake.
Right.
He knows that. But he's just going to try to make up a lie. Trying to make himself look like the victim. But yet he's the gangster.
Do you think that he gave you like that deal and that NSX to kind of keep you quiet, like to just keep you like a little satisfied on the side?
Well, now that I look back, of course, he put that shit to make me not look at the fucking $10 million deal that he got and not raise too much questions about what he's doing in the backside more because it looks like he cares about me and now I could trust him. Yes, of course. He put a blindfold on me with that. Of course, he did it for that reason. Now, at the time, I thought it was genuinely.
Yeah.
But it was not. It was, it's nothing genuinely when it comes from that angle. You know what I'm saying? When I know that at the end of the day, the label probably gave me 500,000 and you gave me 75 and you bought me a fucking $20,000 NSX and gave me 75,000. So you gave me $100,000 and you kept 400,000.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it comes with that in the back. And I wasn't looking at the back burner like that. I'm sorry.
So earlier this year, Whack 100 games manager, he accused you, right, of putting out fake paperwork on Fat Joe. Like, right. I was listening to that whole clubhouse. They was jumping you, bro. Like, they was getting at you, like,
niggas jump me,
let you talk.
They jumped me. That made me look like I was saying the lies.
He wanted to fight you. Like,
not even him. It wasn't him. It was some other baloney smokers that was in there.
Not Whack. Like Whack was in there just for a short period of time. Like really,
right. He just starts shit and leaves. That's what he does.
Everybody else was like on your helmet, man. Like seriously, it was on you.
Well, what I can say about that is that they know if you go back to the archives and check the whole shit is that I never brought that paperwork on Joe. If you know the how that shit came up about, it was about it was Star from Buck Wild and Star and Buck Wild. He made a show about it. He put that paperwork up there. Then I reposted it in my page. That's all it was. And then from there,
that sounded like you were admitting to it, but I think you were saying it more like, "Oh, like I did this," but they took it and ran with it and made it seem like you were admitting to it.
I said, "Why?" Yeah, I said, "Why not?" I could do what the f I want if it's out there. If I'm asking a question, I want to know if this is real or not because I want to know, did a snitch nigga put me on? And I'm putting it on my page to ask the question, to be part of the novela from a distance and say, okay, let's find out Joe, if this is really legit or not. If I post that up and now you making it seem like, oh, I'm the one who put out the paperwork on him because I was close to him once in my life. And no, the words don't lie. I'm telling you, I wanted to find out myself if this was real or not. That was before me and him even knew each other. I was 89. Right. How the fuck I'm gonna bring out paperwork or shit that I don't know nothing about? So I put it out there just on that level, and that those papers was already circling around from another guy. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't send that paperwork to everybody else. So at the end of the day, it wasn't me that put that paperwork out. You know what I'm saying? I would never do that to anybody. That's not even my business. What I was doing though, I was being part of the novella by spectating and trying to say, what the fuck is up? Oh shit, what's going on? I was narrating it. Right. That's all I did. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, they did the bullshit and made me look like I'm the foul one because at the end of the day, those guys that presented that paperwork never came out and said anything after Joe made that live up. And he said he was, that wasn't him. That was fake. That was all that. So, since they didn't come back with anything, I said, you know what? I must apologize. And I thought, you know what I'm saying? This must have been real. It must be fake because these niggas ain't backing that shit up. And if I put out paperwork on anybody, believe me, I have more. Like I would have more if that was true. If that was true, I would have the whole shit enchilada and I would have said, look, this is real because of this. Them other niggas never, you know what I'm saying? Now, did they get bought off maybe? Because I talked to the guy in prison too. If you go back to the archives, you see me and 10 Toes Down went and talked to the dude that was locked up, and he explained the story. So I don't know. I heard that dude is coming out with a book now and all that. So I don't know what happened, and I didn't care too much of it because, hey, listen, did I get used maybe in the middle to blow that shit up? Maybe I did. Did I regret it? No, because if that paperwork come out about me, I would have came out and said, "You crazy? That's not me. Look at this fake. This is fake." And I would have went to the length to show the fakeness of that paperwork. And he did talk about it. He confronted it, like I asked him to on live. I said, "Yeah, say something about it." And he did. He confronted it. And he said it wasn't him. The other guys didn't. The other guys that was emailing me all this shit and all this extra shit told me, yo, this is real. They never even posed a threat after Joe said what he said. They never even said nothing about it. So that led me to believe that, yo, they lied on him. You know what I'm saying? And even in my worst enemies, I'm not gonna put something on my worst enemies on some fake shit and stand behind it. But from the beginning, I wasn't the one who made that paperwork up, and I wasn't the one who like presented it first. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the narrative was that I was, so I had to go back and explain it because I have to explain 3,000 times to these little spy niggas, you know what I'm saying, to make me look like something I'm not. And that's what they great at. They great at, like you said, they great at twisting the fucking truth.
So what's the beef with Whack though? Like,
it's really no beef. It's really no beef. This is just, it's Joe's people. And I guess, you know what I'm saying, that's Joe's people, and they do what they do.
Because you guys had a little run-in before, right? Where he said that you went to death row and you
lying. That was a lie, my nigga. That was a lie. That's why I know he's full of shit.
You commented on that. You said that you didn't even know who he was at the time.
I didn't know him. I don't know him. Still to this day, I never met this nigga. Never. He said that he met me. They know me. I went to Shook's office. These lies. That's what I'm saying. These are all lies.
But then he tried to put you on blast, saying that you was asking him for help with music and everything like that.
No, I thought that I could be a good sport about it. Understand about this is media. This is business. You know, he's just doing the Wendy Williams talking shit that he doesn't know. So maybe now that he talked to me, you know what I'm saying, he could get it straight. And now he's talking about that he got a label that he could hook me up with somebody. He could make one phone call. So I'll put him up to that test. He said it in the thing. I said, what's up, my nigga? What's up with that word that you say you're going to give that label? Because I was just testing him out. And I think he got beat up by some dudes. Remember that shit? He got beat up by somebody named Jaws or some shit. No Jaws or something. I don't know. Some LA niggas, they beat him up in a club. And then I was like, yo, what's up, my nigga? What's going on? I hit him up with the, yo, what's up, my nigga? Well, you never get back to me. I'm over here wishing you a happy Thanksgiving or some cool shit. Right. So I said it like that, and then he was like, "Oh, nobody want to put your stop begging me." He made it look like that.
So trying to make you look thirsty,
right? Trying to make me look thirsty, and I was like, "Look at this nigga. He's just a piece of shit. Like, he's a liar too. He's just a liar motherfucker that's just caught up in this type of, you know what I'm saying? That's his thing. His thing is to make up lies and draw narratives and you know, just start like just problematic. He's a problematic ass that just." It's not just me. You see what he got beef with everybody because he says just that nobody. So it's not just me. So I got caught up in that little whirlwind, even though I tried. But then they pushed my button too much. So, you know, they started twisting my lies up. I mean, my truth into lies, and they started putting their own narrative about me, making up shit. I'm like, suck my ass. They got me onto that. You know what I'm saying? They opened that bag up. So after that, I said, I'm not going back into. You know, I'm not going back in there because it's stupid.
You was trying to remain cool
for a while.
You wasn't even popping off like that. And then at the point where the disrespect was just too much, and you was like, "Yo, when I see you."
Yeah. Because they didn't. Because some people, I guess, just don't understand it. I'm trying my best, man. Trying to talk to y'all like I'm a 48-year-old. I'm trying to keep my composure. Don't think that I won't get down when I'm 15 again, because I will. That's my thing. I believe me, I do that, but I don't want to because it's not worth it. You're on the phone. I'm gonna be a little kid, 15-year-old, talking, making prank. That's what it reminded me, making prank calls when I was 15. Right, getting on the nerve, and then but I'm too old for that. First of all, and I know maybe let me just try the truth to try to clarify, just in case you think that way. Let me talk to you like a man, so you can understand that that's a lie and why they did it. And this is the reasons why, and try to clarify that. But it didn't work. because they already his narrative was already set from the beginning. It was to make himself look, or make me look a certain way for Joe, because that's he just he said it there. He said just last week I had a fucking dinner with them and he paid for the whole thing. He's my man. He's my brother. So was K Slay. He comes from the K Slay. K Slay did everything he could. Rest in peace. To try to block me for Joe. He was the Black Fat Joe of the game. That was the beef between me and K Slay. So all the shit always derived from Joe. You know what I'm saying? Him gassing up and people trying to show off for him so they could probably get in his good graces and stuff. But there's nothing ever been solid that niggas approached me on that I can't stand on.
Right.